The crypto dominoes are continuing to fall. Is Gemini next? In the past 24 hours, almost $500 million have moved out of Gemini due to fears of risk that customers won't be able to access their funds anymore. This is because of Genesis Global Capital, who Gemini used as part of their Gemini Earn program. Gemini Earn is the yield earning program that Gemini Crypto Exchange has on its website. Gemini has had to suspend this service, and users who had funds on Gemini Earn are not sure if they're going to get their money back. You probably haven't heard of Genesis Global Capital before, and that's because they serve a more institutional client base. In the past 24 hours, they've just announced that they've had to temporarily suspend redemption and new loan origination in wake of the FTX collapse. This was news announced by the interim CEO of Genesis Global Capital, Dirar Islam. According to the Genesis Global Capital website, they had $2.8 billion in active loans as of the end of the third quarter of 2022. Genesis Global Capital is actually owned by a company called Digital Currency Group, which is also the parent company of CoinDesk, the news website. Amanda Cowie, the Vice President of Communications and Marketing at Digital Currency Group, has this to say. Today, Genesis Global Capital, Genesis lending business, made the difficult decision to temporarily suspend redemptions and new loan originations. This decision was made in response to the extreme market dislocation and loss of industry confidence caused by the FTX implosion. It was only last week that Genesis announced that its derivatives unit had $175 million locked in their trading FTX account that they no longer have access to. Gemini, who used Genesis as part of their Gemini Earn program, has this to say. We are working with the Genesis team to help customers redeem their funds from the Earn program as quickly as possible. We are disappointed that the Earn program service agreement will not be met, but we are encouraged by Genesis and its parent company, Digital Currency Group's commitment to doing everything in their power to fulfill their obligations to customers under the Earn program. It's important to note that Genesis had already suffered major losses earlier this year due to the failure of hedge fund Three Arrows Capital. It's not clear if you had your funds on Gemini Earn if you're going to get them back, but prominent crypto market maker B2C2 has informally offered to purchase loans from Genesis. Max Boonin, the B2C2 founder and director, tweeted the offer as a way of helping them out with their liquidity shortfall. When asked by CoinDesk if this was a formal offer, Boonin said, "It's a desire to open talks." So, I'm not sure how much you can rely on that. In the meantime, Dirar Islam, the interim CEO of Genesis, said that they're exploring solutions for their lending unit, and that includes finding a source of fresh liquidity. He says they intend to update users by next week. So now it's Gemini, the crypto exchange and custodian that's founded by the Winklevoss twins, which is suffering from a mass withdrawal of funds from their platform. According to data from blockchain intelligence platform Nansen, Gemini saw the largest net outflows among crypto exchanges in the last 24 hours, $485 million. This was corroborated by another blockchain data platform, Arkham Intelligence, which saw the digital balances on the crypto wallet identified as Gemini drop from 2.2 billion to 1.7 billion in one day. It's no surprise that with so many people trying to withdraw their money all at the same time, that the Gemini website actually suffered an outage due to the demand and load that was placed upon it. I can only imagine how stressful that would have been trying to log in to access your funds to withdraw it, and you can't even reach the website. This one hits a little bit closer to home for me because I personally use Gemini myself. They have some of the lowest trading fees, and I can put in money with my local currency. The thing is, I only ever use them as an on-ramp and an off-ramp, meaning that as soon as I put money into the exchange and I use that money to buy the crypto I want, I immediately take that crypto out of the exchange. I was fortunate in that I never used Gemini Earn and I never left any idle funds on Gemini as well. I would highly encourage you to take time to buy a cold wallet. I personally use Ledger, and to learn from YouTube how to use that cold wallet as well. There's no way of knowing which exchanges are safe and which aren't. Some of the biggest names have been hit already, whether it's Celsius, Voyager, BlockFi, Crypto.com, Gemini now, and there's nothing to say that others won't be affected. I'm looking at you, Coinbase and Binance. So we're going to be following this story closely. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more, I highly recommend checking out this video here next, because I think you'll enjoy that too. I'll see you there.